that democracy is for the people, of the people, and I added when I grew up. And I was people. I wanted that once again, my name is Kalada Korubatabo. You can follow me on social media, D Kalada, TheAlada. All right, welcome. I've got my guest is flipping through the various constitutions on his table or his side of the table. He is a constitutional lawyer. He's also very much versed in electoral matters, and we will be looking at it because we want to focus on the local government elections. So, a couple of days ago, on Wednesday to be precise, we saw the news report. I mean, we brought the report your way, talking about RSIEC insisting that it will hold elections on the 5th October 2024. But I'd like to cast your mind back a little bit. Tony Okocha, then caretaker chairman of the APC, went to court, got an ex-party order restraining INEC or the police from, working together with not just the police, other security agencies, working together with the State Independent Electoral Commission in terms of conducting the local government election. However, RSIEC came out and said, hey, irrespective, we still would conduct the election on the 5th. But now that report read on Wednesday, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has refuted claims that the local government election scheduled for 5th October will be postponed until the court order is lifted. In a statement signed by the chairman of RSIEC, retired Justice Adolphus Enebeli, the commission clarified that it has never issued any statement indicating that the elections would not take place as scheduled. Justice Enebeli advised the public to note that the local government election timetable remains unchanged and the election date will not be shifted. Joining me to have this conversation is I see in the future, but is living Jamala Esquire, is a criminal lawyer, also very much versed in electoral matters, is based in Rivers. Welcome on the
Good evening, Kalada. Good evening, our esteemed listeners.
If I can, so the way you all of these constitutions. All right, welcome. RSIEC is insisting. How possible is it to have the election hold on the 5th of October? What are the legal implications given the ex-party order, gotten by Tony Okocha and his letter piece?
Okay, Kalada, please, I will crave your indulgence and plead also that let's lay a foundation to this discussion.
You are the lawyer. Let's hear you.
Okay, we are all aware that the powers to for state operations of local government vested in Assembly, pursuant to Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution. And in compliance with that Section 7 of the 1999 Constitution, the Rivers State House of Assembly sometime in 2018 made the Rivers State Local Government Law number 5 of 2018. I'm aware that the Amewule-led Assembly, sometimes I think early this year, made a law called the Rivers State Local Government Law number 2. That law, from my own understanding, subject to superior argument, has been set aside by my Lord Honorable Justice Q. So the law regulating the administration of local government in Rivers State is that of Rivers State Local Government Law number 5 of 2018. Now, in that law, it gave the mode for the conduct of election and vested powers in the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. Now, it is that body that is saddled with the responsibility of creating regulations and guidelines for the conduct of local governments. Having said that, let's also bear in mind that the ex-party order gotten by the chieftain of the APC, so he parades, is not to the fact that stopping the local government election, but rather preventing some institutions of government from relating with the Rivers State Independent National Electoral Commission. Sorry, in the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission.
Yeah, you got it right.
Yes, and therefore, it would be wrong to say that, or it would be correct to say that the Rivers State RSIEC is right to say that any insinuations to the contrary that the elections scheduled to hold on the 5th of October will be postponed or is no longer going to hold based on that order of court gotten by Tony Okocha, it will be erroneous to believe that the order is stopping or preventing or putting to halt the elections of 5th October 2025.
Now, I like the fact that you've said there are certain laws responsible for the conduct of election.
Yes.
Don't you think that part of the rules, part of the laws, as you know, seen in the various laws of every state, include having a voters register?
Yes.
And how do you get the voters register without INEC giving it to you?
If you look at part 1 of the 3rd schedule of the 1999 Constitution, talking about the creation of the National Independent Electoral Commission, their functions, also replicated in Section 1, 2, 3 of Section 1 and 2 of the Electoral Act 2022, is the fact that when INEC is already established and has its state creations, and one of their functions is to register members, conduct a continuous registering of members and update of the register. Now, it is that exercise that gives them the powers to have in the various local government, various states, and the national, a register of voters, eligible voters. Now, it is remember I've said under Section 5, that's Section 5 of the Rivers State Local Government Law. It is the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission that will bring out what they call a guideline or a regulation for the conduct of the election. Remember, INEC severally has made available voters register first to political parties, especially as with regards to the previous election conducted in 2023. The various political parties have their own copies of the voters register. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has been supplied by INEC with the voters register.
Are you sure they were supplied?
Yes,
because now it's a very important factor.
It is a procedural step, or for the RSIEC to further demand an update, assuming there is an update or an updated version of the register. Then, if the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission is not satisfied with the register at hand, then they can ask for INEC to make available to them the updated register.
And that's the question I'm asking, because now we may have an argument in the future about disenfranchisement if it's not an updated register. So what is the guarantee that that register is up to date?
I have gone through the entire sections of the Rivers State Local Government Law that talks about election. 143 sections of that law. There is no provision in the law that says RSIEC must conduct a local government election based on the register supplied by INEC. That is on
how do you then confirm the people who are coming out to vote, verify all of that?
Kalada, you are giving me, you have placed me in a position to give RSIEC a very useful advice without being paid. It's very simple. RSIEC can come out with a guideline that says what qualifies you to vote on that day is the mere presentation of your voter's card.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, if that is the guideline adopted by RSIEC, register of INEC, if they refuse to, or if by an order of court they are asked or prevented to release it to INEC, the mere presentation of the voter's card makes you eligible, not political card, not a political party's card, but the national voter's card. Once you present that to the voting point, the electoral officers, it qualifies you to vote. It is the regulation of the RSIEC that determines who qualifies to vote in the circumstances, bearing in mind the various provisions of the law that have talked about qualification. Person who is first, you must be an adult, as stipulated by law. And so if you have your voter's card,
so that means, okay, we've removed the argument of INEC in this whole...
Exactly.
So what about security? Because now we can have an election without proper security.
We can have an election without the so-called... Remember, it's just the situation created by politicians in Nigeria that every election year or election date, we have made the states, the local government, and the country to look like we are in war zone, where the security will deploy how many thousands of both police and other military or other security agencies. We need not in civilized societies. Elections are conducted when persons are even going to work. There is no need to declare a public holiday because you just want to cast your vote on the day of the election. If you are going to work and you feel you want ethics, in fact, you should be convinced to vote, or you should be encouraged to vote. And you feel like going to vote, you walk to the nearest polling booth and exercise your franchise, and you go to work. So it is only when the need for security may arise by, like in the previous election where we have talked about talks invading polling units.
What if it happens?
But we are growing over.
What if it happens?
If the citizens of Rivers State can guarantee the State Electoral Commission that they are ready to cooperate and provide security on the day of the election, we can also do away. Remember, we are also canvassing for local vigilantes.
But it still is illegal you're the lawyer.
Yes.
Vigilante system is still not recognized by law.
What we look at security in the proper sense. Are you not a security man in your own house? Kalada, answer me.
I'm thinking about it.
We are all various local government in our own capacities in our own house. We provide our own roads. We provide our own electricity by buying PMS every day, 1,000 per liter. We provide most of the amenities we are enjoying in our own house. We also provide securities for ourselves.
But have you
if you look at that dimension, assuming you are coming to my ward, and we have agreed in my community, in my ward, that nobody is going to foment trouble. In fact, what brings about violence in an election is because maybe the umpire, who ordinarily ought to be biased, is seen not
unbiased.
To be, who ordinarily has to be unbiased, is seen to be biased in the circumstances. And those persons you are somehow preventing by your actions or undoing them, they will have to react.
Okay.
And that is where the violence comes about, apart from other factors that the uncivilized politicians import into the environment.
I have to pause you now, but I do have a commercial. So I have to pause you now. When we do come back, I'll ask you some more questions, so please stay with me. Let's take a quick look at the headline news. Court orders substituted services in case challenging police presence at Rivers Council Secretariat. Appeal Court vacates orders stopping Rivers PDP chieftain from party's meetings. Governor Fubara stops appointment of permanent secretaries on contract. FAN to curb touting or louting with on-site courts at airports. Federal government asks aviation unions to shelve planned strike. Medical students kidnapped in Benue State. On the foreign scene, Gaza ceasefire talks post with resumption planned next week. The details in the 6 p.m. bulletin. To reach the news team, send your SMS or WhatsApp to 008 721 7215. I am Kalada Karubat. Our conversations on hard facts with Living Jamala continues on the show. Just stay tuned.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, 5:31 p.m. You're listening to 92.3 Nigeria Info for Hackett, and yes, you're talking to sports radio station. And right now, we're talking about local government elections, and I know I started the show by telling you when I was young, I was told democracy is for the people, and that the local government is the closest government to the people. However, the local government has been in some kind of how do I put it now? Has been experiencing neocolonialism, let's put it that way, and that's why we're talking about it. And let's see if we would be able to fight. You and I am talking about you, myself, your neighbor, your siblings. We all can fight for the emancipation of the local government. And joining me for the conversation, or he has been with me, I should say, Living Jamala, a lawyer, constitutional lawyer, and very versed in electoral matters. And we are talking, and we have been talking. And in summary, he has said that a court cannot stop RSIEC, from conducting, local government elections, because he's saying that if you look at the local government laws, which of course was made by the House of Assembly, the one responsible, the one vested with the power to do that, there is no place where you can find, what do you call it now, INEC giving an updated version to RSIEC. He said there is no way you could also find that you need police to conduct the election. But I'm wondering, and I'm going to ask him now, if the people, when I say the people who usually will come out and disrupt electoral processes come out, can we then say elections held? Would it not be safe for us to find a way to vacate that order so that the police and other security agencies can be present during the elections? Because would it not be yet again how do I put it? Would it not be lacking in credibility if violence rocks the local government election and then we see results pop up eventually?
Kalada, before I answer that question, please permit me to look at that order given by my lord preventing the police from providing security on a specific date in the guise of a local government election being conducted. What is the primary responsibility of the police? As stipulated for in Section 4 of the Police Act, that has to do with the protection of lives and properties. So, for the fact that a local government election is being conducted on a particular day, will that absolve the police the responsibilities of providing security as provided for in the law? It doesn't. If on the day of election some miscreant decide to foment trouble, would that stop the police from not exercising their powers, from carrying out their responsibilities, simply because an order of court was given asking them to stay aloof while criminals parade themselves?
So you're saying
that is not the intention. Even that is not the intention of my lord, even in granting that application.
So you're saying the police must still function.
The police has to function. It will be a dereliction of duty for the police not to function on that date. If the police is passing by and there's an armed robbery going on somewhere, do you need an order of court by the police to go and prevent that action, or stop the perpetrators from going on with that action? You do not need an order of court to do so. It is the responsibility of the police to provide security. So if on the day of election, assuming we extremely without conceding that some persons starts trouble, it is the responsibility of the police or the security agencies to look for those, to apprehend those who are going against the laws by the laws provided for by the State House Assembly. So you cannot pick which law to enforce or not. It is the work of the police to provide security, be it on election day, be it any other day that they want to do. So you cannot exonerate or you cannot remove the police that they have a valid order of court preventing them from functioning on a particular day. That would be, like I said, dereliction of duty.
So you're very confident that the election will hold and it should hold on the 5th of October?
Subject to whatever the electoral body saddled with the responsibilities, whatever decision they will make.
Okay. Now,
I do not see any legal hurdle preventing them from conducting the election on the day set aside by them.
Let's look at Tony Okocha's argument. He's saying that certain rules were not followed. For instance, the 1 year notice was not given to the governor. He talked about there's supposed to be a particular number of days before the election so that parties can campaign, do primaries and do all of that. Do you think, in your knowledge of the Rivers State electoral law, that all of the rules have been followed?
I do not know the particular law Tony Okocha is relying on to make. I've heard on several public places or platform where he said he was not invited, not that the APC was not invited, he was not invited. And Kalada, in your station there are several jingles to the fact, or advertorials to the fact that the River State RSIEC made a public announcement, invitation to political parties and stakeholders. Now, if Tony Okocha was sitting at home as Lord, waiting for when he will be escorted by the angels to attend that meeting, then I think he should look it from a different direction. The invitation was generally given to persons, and those who decided to go did so. Those who decided not to go did so at their own peril.
All right.
Now, if you look at it the other way, from the rules, like I said, this is the local government law. In all the 143 sections are stated. It talks about, even section 6 talks about 3 months after the expiration of the tenure. This is the present law as now operating. Now, if he's making reference to the one enacted some months ago by the Amewule faction, local government law number 2, we have laid the foundation that for now that law is no longer in existence.
All right.
Therefore, it would be wrong for us to rely on the provisions of that said law.
All right, let's pause you and go to the phone lines and social media where we will take contributions from listeners. Remember, we're live on Facebook, Nigeria Info PH. We are live on YouTube, Nigeria Info PH, and we're active on X, Nigeria Info PH. And I don't know, I guess seemingly, this one is from Kaote Magnus. He says, good evening. For me, there is and there won't be any surprise. What will be, will be. All right, thank you very much. But if you want to call the studio lines, the numbers are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. Once again, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0007, and 0817-923-0002. Okay, WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416. My question is, what are your expectations? What are you expecting RSIEC to do as we prepare for local government elections? And would you be participating? I want you to participate because I want us to, take a hold of the government closest to the people. When I say we, I'm referring to the people. I've got Akanto from Bori calling. Akanto, tell me what is on your mind.
Kalada, good evening.
Yeah. Welcome.
Good evening, our guest.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. I want to align with some starting with all our guests a legal memorandum test, the law, the legal point of view. But I want to state, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm a layman, But I want to agree with the statement. Something is said that river people, if they agree, that RSIEC make it further for us to do an election. So the people that will do elections, Rivers people are not at war at this particular point of time. If you look at the atmosphere in Rivers, it's very peaceful. And that is why people, you don't see Grigri in this election. October is just at the corner of the finger. Rivers people are not prepared for the election. And let me, the way I'm seeing it, we don't build our tent around one political party. People allow, give a playground to other political parties to force participation. And anything like violence that we know, we must, Rivers people are prepared for election. Rivers people are prepared for election. I want to call on this held by justice, by the retired justice, to do the needful. Rivers people are prepared. In the area of security, we want to conduct ourselves in a peaceful manner. And the material should come up to the field on time. No person should be disqualified. And of course, I want to tell you, Kala, that mark it today. Rivers will do the most peaceful, transparent, and fairest election. I live in Bori. I'm from Zakon, Ward 2. I have been interacting with my people. I live in Kesa who are Polytechnic Bori. I interact with people here, and they are preparing to do the most peaceful election in Rivers State. God bless Rivers State, honor people, man. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I've got Promise from Elios. Promise, welcome. I'd like to get your thoughts.
Okay, good evening, Canada.
Yeah, greetings.
Please, I don't belong to any party. I want to make my view on a playground. See, I don't understand if this judiciary, they don't have a union. But the last time I checked, I saw National Judicial Council. How come a particular judge, a case will be brought to your table, and a sensitive case like this, and you will grant a particular individual that they should go, that on election day, police shouldn't provide security? Okay, are they saying that as an individual like me now, God forbid, let's assume I'm an armed robber, I could just go to any court and collect injunction that police should not work on a particular day so that I can go and rob? Because that is what they are telling me, on a particular day that police shouldn't function. And court will agree to that. I don't understand what is happening.
All right. Promise, I've got to go. Thank you very much. You do not understand what is happening, you say. I've just been told I do have a commercial coming up, so I'm going to run quickly. This one says, why are you always sounding negative about the state? Elections will hold, please. Am I sounding negative? I'm asking the right question. So I'm sorry about that if you think I'm sounding negative. I'm even happy I'm from Rivers State. If no, you would have told me I'm not a Rivers State person. I don't have the right to say. And this one says, if the sacked APC chairman is thinking he's doing the governor just because of one man's greediness, they will fail. They should remember that the FG has given the state government another 3 months. If it holds or not, CTC continues. Jaja Maxwell with that one. And this one says, what's up with our... Okay, it's coming back on Monday. I beg to differ. It's coming back on Monday. Let's see. This one. This one says, good evening. I, Onate Clinton West, disagrees with the lawyer in the studio with the following. There is need for INEC to update the voters register in every unit so that voters are not disenfranchised, and there is need for RSIEC to vacate the court order. Onate Clinton West. My time is up, but I don't know if you can quickly tell us your final thoughts in 30 seconds.
The final thought is, without preempting the decision of the court, if you look at Section 84, Sub 15 of the Electoral Act, prevents the court from interfering or stopping the holding of an election by the body duly given the responsibilities by law. I know that is for national elections. In the state, like I said, the local government law, there is no provision as to that. But if you want to just oppose it, it will be safe to say that the court cannot prevent an institution of government from carrying out its responsibility.
All right, thank you very much. I've got to go. Thank you, Living Jamala, for your time.
Thank you very much, Kalada.